We're here on the NADA Expo floor with TVB and Brad. Brad, will you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure, I'm Brad Sider. I'm the Executive Vice President for TVB, Television Bureau of Advertising. We are the nonprofit trade association for broadcast TV.
Great, and why are you here on the Expo floor?
We have brand new cutting edge research in consumer time spent and consumer influence, and we're sharing that with auto dealers across the country.
Amazing, and what is new for TVB for 2023?
New for TVB this year, making sure that all of the auto dealers that are out there and consumers in other categories are able to see the great research that we have in time spent, consumer influence, trust in media is always a big thing, and we get tons of questions on streaming media, which we'll talk a little bit more about here in a second. So much great information, and our job is to get it out in 2023 and get it into the consumer and agency and decision makers' hands.
That's great. And so many people who are auto consumers are watching media that don't have streaming ads. So what do dealers do about that?
No, that's a great question. That's probably the number one question we're asked is how do you reach consumers who are watching streaming programs where there's no ads delivered? So Netflix, Hulu, there's a lot of streaming apps where you're watching a movie and there's no ads delivered on them through duplication of viewers. So think about it this way. The same viewer that's going on to Netflix and they're watching their favorite show, when that show's over, they go back to broadcast TV. So broadcast TV can reach about 80+% of those viewers who watch streaming programs with no ads just through duplication of viewer. They're going to go back to broadcast TV, they're going to watch their local news, they watch crime, they watch sports, all their favorite programs on broadcast TV. So think about it that way. I'm reaching them through duplication of viewer on broadcast TV. That's the best way to reach them.
That's great. And what do you want dealers to bring back to their stores after talking with you here at the Expo?
We'd like them to remember that the consumers spend the most time with broadcast TV. So there's a brand new study out, it just came out this month in January, it's 2023 data, cutting edge data, and it shows of all the different forms of media that the consumer has to watch, that they spend more time with broadcast TV, about 3 hours and 10 minutes a week, over all other forms of media. Streaming TV with ads and without ads is on there, radio, all the other different media platforms are on there, but by far and away, it's broadcast TV where the consumer spends the most time.
Wow, that's great. Anything else you would like to add?
Always remember when it comes down to what consumers are watching too. When you look at a local market and how consumers receive their programming, they have all kinds of different ways, whether it's cable, satellite, linear, through broadband only, that's your apps on a TV. Don't get caught up on how a consumer receives their programming, it comes down to what they're watching. And in any market, we pulled Dallas for example, we're here in the great city of Dallas, and in the last book from Nielsen, out of the top 100 shows in television, 94 of them are on broadcast TV. Only 6 were on other formats. So 94% of the programs consumers watch are on broadcast TV.
Wow, that's great information. Thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you for talking with NADA here on the Expo floor. Thanks a lot, Brad. Have a great show.
Thanks, Maggie. Appreciate it.